This is Trombone Champ Unflattened. Have you ever played Guitar Hero or Rock Band and thought to yourself, man, you know what would be sick is if they made a trombone version of this? Well, I certainly have, and now my dreams have come true in the form of Trombone Champ, the first game from the newly formed Flat2VR studios. Taking a flat game that honestly feels custom made for VR, Trombone Champ Unflattened is way more fun than it should be, and it gave me quite the tromboner in the process. Stick around and find out why. Hey guys, it's Chris from the VR Grid and welcome to the channel. If you like this video, give it a like for us, and if you're interested in more VR content, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss new videos as they drop. And if you're looking to join our VR conversations, feel free to leave a comment, or even better, join us each and every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific here for the Virtual Boys podcast. Like I said, guys, this is an exciting game for VR, not just because I think it's sure to be a fun crowd pleaser, but because this marks the first game from Flat2VR Studios, who, acting here as co-developer and publisher, is taking the video game industry by storm by approaching flat game developers and bringing their VR knowledge to them to make flat games a VR reality for us. When I first heard that Trombone Champ Unflattened was going to be the first game from Flat2VR Studios, I honestly laughed out loud, but now that I've played it, it makes total sense. As with the flat version here in Trombone Champ, you are given the ability to free toot your way up and down your musical scale, attempting to hit the proper notes coming at you on the note highway. However, what separates this from most music games is you can freely play any note at any time. You're not just following along with the music, you're actually playing the music. I love that aspect of this game, as it not only makes you feel like you're actually playing along, but it leads to mostly hilarious results, as this truly is the surgeon simulator of music rhythm games, and I mean that in the best possible way. Now, where VR truly makes this game work is that instead of simply moving an analog stick like on the flat version, you now hold the trombone in one hand and move the slide back and forth to change pitch with the other. Now, no, you don't actually blow, but man, that would be hilarious if the mic could be used for that. Instead, you hold any of the face buttons down to blow. The longer you hold the note. This is a simple game that is super easy to pick up and play, but really hard to master, which is good because sucking at this game is half the fun. Tracking here is spot on, but finding the notes on the slide and timing the right time to blow can be hilariously difficult, especially on the more technical songs. Thankfully though, the songs do have an instrumental backing track which not only helps to balance out your blurting horn blast, but it helps keep you in the song. Now, speaking of the songs, I do think this is where some people are going to be disappointed. With the exception of a handful of rather poor developer-made pop tracks, the entire soundtrack is made up of classical music pieces that were likely chosen because they're public domain and license-free. This includes songs by composers like Beethoven and Mozart, famous country anthems like O Canada and the Star-Spangled Banner, and tons of other famous compositions, mostly written in the late 18th century. Type in Trombone Champ in YouTube and you will see countless popular covers of well-known music, but these are all mods over on the flat version, so I'm not sure at this point if mod support is going to be a thing here. It's a shame though, because you haven't heard In the End by Linkin Park until you've heard it played on the trombone. Fortunately, there are lots of songs here still, and you will likely recognize most of them, but I do really wish there was some modern songs included. The sound of your trumpet is somewhere between a realistic trumpet and a digitized fart machine, and honestly, that little bit of sound jank makes this all the more entertaining to play or watch someone attempt to play. The game itself focuses primarily around the newly created and rather robust campaign mode. Taking players through the game's 50+ songs, the campaign mode throws various challenges at players, with progress rewarding you with different colored trombones, some of which appear to sound different. Outside of the campaign, players are free to play any of the game's songs, which are all unlocked from the start in free mode, something I really like. Here, they can choose to slow or speed up songs, as well as adjust whether the notes stay on one side of the screen or alternate between sides, which of course makes the game more difficult, as well as giving that sensation of swaying back and forth to the song in front of your cartoon audience. Speaking of which, playing on a little stage in front of an audience that reacts to your performance is a fun addition here in the VR version, and it really adds to the whole experience. Yes, the whole look of the game is incredibly cartoony, but it totally fits the game's theme. The trombone is sharp, It looks great in the headset, and the whole game has a great sense of polish. The controls are intuitive and the menu's easy to navigate. As such, I could definitely feel that this was crafted for VR by people who actually know VR. And that brings me to my final thoughts and review score. With so many huge, heavy-hitting VR games coming this fall to all headsets, I hope Trombone Champ Unflattened doesn't get lost in the mix. Fortunately, I think this will be a fun, easy-to-pick-up palette cleanser that is sure to be a blast to pass around family and friend get-togethers, especially using the mixed reality option on the Quest 3 and 3S. Rhythm music games just work so well in VR, and Trombone Champ Unflattened's slick VR execution nails it. I'm a little disappointed with the song list here, as I would have liked to see some more modern songs, but what the music selection doesn't lack in is in song variety and quantity. For those looking to simply crush out the campaign or chase the leaderboards, Trombone Champ is a challenging and hilarious game that will keep you going for many hours. But maybe in small doses. The trombone is not what I would call a beautiful sounding instrument. The VR Grid gives Trombone Champ Unflattened a 9 out of 10. Guys, this just works in VR. What can I say?